Hello, and welcome back to A Manic Odyssey. I'm your host, Stefan. Today we're diving into the mindfulness module of DBT. This is part 1, because we have a lot to talk about with mindfulness. But before we do, let's look at the DBT goals of mindfulness. Number 1, to reduce suffering and increase happiness. 2, to increase the control we have over our mind. And 3, to experience reality as it is. Now that we have our goals, let's ask, what is mindfulness? Mindfulness means intentionally living with awareness in the present moment. We want to wake up from our automatic or rote behaviors, and we want to participate and be present to what is happening within our own lives. We want to do this without judging or rejecting the present moment. We want to notice consequences. We want to be able to discern between helpful and harmful, but doing so without judgment, evaluation, avoidance, suppression, or by blocking the present moment. Then, we want to be able to do all of this without attachment to the present moment. We want to attend to the experience of each new moment instead of ignoring the present by clenching onto the past or by taking hold of an unknown future. But how do we do all of this? We use mindfulness skills. Mindfulness skills are the specific behaviors to practice that, when put together, make up this thing we call mindfulness. So what does this look like as a practice? According to the DBT definition, mindfulness and mindfulness skills can be practiced at any time, anywhere, while doing anything. Intentionally paying attention to the moment without judging it or holding on to it is all that is needed. Meditation is practicing mindfulness and mindfulness skills while sitting, standing, or lying down quietly for a predetermined amount of time. When we're meditating, we focus the mind. For example, we can focus on body sensations, emotions, thoughts, or our breath. Or we open the mind, paying attention to whatever comes into our awareness. There are many different forms of meditation that differ, usually by whether we are opening our mind or focusing the mind, and, if focusing, depending on what is the focus of our attention. But there are other forms too, like contemplative prayer. Contemplative prayer can be seen as a form of spiritual mindfulness, such as Christian centering prayers, the Rosary, Jewish Shema, Islamic Sufi practice, or Hindu Raja Yoga. Lastly, mindfulness movement also has many forms, like spiritual dancing, hiking, horseback riding, or walking can be ways to practice mindfulness. Other examples include, but are not limited to, yoga, martial arts like Qigong, Tai Chi, Aikido, Jiu-Jitsu, and Karate. But what are we trying to achieve by utilizing mindfulness skills? We are trying to get into a state of mind called by DBT, wise mind. In DBT, we talk about 3 states of mind which are constantly overlapping and interacting: reasonable mind, wise mind, and emotion mind. Reasonable mind is cool, rational, and task-focused. When we're in reasonable mind, we are ruled by facts, reason, logic, and pragmatics. Values and feelings become less important, or not important at all. Emotion mind is hot, mood-dependent, and emotion-focused. When we are in emotion mind, we are ruled by our moods, feelings, and urges to do or say things. Facts, reason, and logic are not important. Wise mind is the wisdom within each of us. When in wise mind, we see the value of both reason and emotion. We are bringing the left brain and right brain together, and we are walking the middle path. While walking the middle path, we find in the mindfulness module there are 2 pivotal skills: the what skills and the how skills. We'll touch on the how skills in a later video. For now, let's look at the what skills. These skills are one's ability to observe, describe, and participate. When we are using the observe skill, we are paying attention to our body's sensations. What's coming through our eyes, ears, nose, skin, and tongue? We pay attention on purpose to the present moment. Then we control our attention, but not what we see. We push away nothing, and we cling to nothing. Then we practice wordless watching, watching our thoughts come into our mind and then letting them slip right by like clouds in a sky. We notice each feeling, rising and falling, like waves in an ocean. When we observe, we are observing both what is inside and what is outside of ourselves. Next, we will mindfully describe. Here, we can put words on the experience. When a feeling or a thought arises, or we do something, we can acknowledge it. For example, say in your mind, sadness has just enveloped me, or stomach muscles tightening, or a thought, I can't do this, has come into my mind. Then we can label what we observe. We can put a name on the feeling or feelings. We can label a thought as just a thought, a feeling as just a feeling, an action as just an action. When we do this, we can unglue from our interpretations and opinions of the facts. We can describe the who, what, when, and where that we observe, just the facts. And remember, if you can't observe through your senses, you can't describe it. The next what skill is practice through mindfully participating. We can throw ourselves completely into activities of the current moment. We do not separate ourselves from what is going on in the moment. Whether we're dancing, cleaning, talking to a friend, feeling happy, or feeling sad, we become completely present in the participation. We can practice participation by becoming one with whatever we are doing, completely forgetting ourselves, throwing our attention to the present moment. When fully participating, we can act intuitively from wise mind. We can do just what is needed in each situation, like a skillful dancer on the dance floor who is one with the music and their partner, neither willful nor sitting on their hands. And lastly, we can participate by going with the flow and responding with present moment spontaneity while in wise mind. There are a ton of ideas and examples of how to practice these 3 skills, but due to their volume, I'll spare you and put them in a different video on my channel. Thank you again for joining me in our ongoing journey through DBT, and I'll see you next time with the how skills for our mindfulness module journey.